Hi Libra, welcome to this May reading. This is going to be for the last week of May. I hope you're doing well. So today we're going to have a look at your love situation, your general reading, and then we're also going to have a look at your career and finances. So let's get to it. So let's start with your current love situation, Libra. So let's see. What is the current love situation for Libra for the rest of the month of May? Spirit, what is the current love situation for Libra for the rest of the month of May? So let's get a clue so you know if this is a reading for you. So we've got a proposal, and then we've got a gamble. Okay, one more, Spirit. Give me one more card for Libra for the month of May. There we go. And we've got ascending. So with the proposal, what I'm getting is someone might be thinking about making an offer. Now, whether that is someone wanting to get married, it might not be that case if you're not, on that level yet. It could just be making an offer to either commit. So going from dating to being, actually committed. Someone could just be asking you out on a date, or just taking things to the next level, wherever you are right now. With the gamble, what I'm getting is it might feel like a bit of a risk, but what I'm mainly getting is that whoever you're dealing with or whoever you're thinking about right now is taking that risk. They've decided, they maybe thought about it for a while, and now they're finally taking that gamble, because maybe they're worried because maybe you will say no, but obviously that's up to you. So it could have been someone who maybe previously never really showed you how they feel. Maybe they never told you. So this might come as a bit of a shock. But with the ascension or ascending card, what I'm getting is it's something that's being prepared behind the scenes. So maybe you intuitively felt it. Maybe you just had that kind of gut feeling. Maybe you thought this person, so if it's someone that you're not with at the moment, you might have thought, I think they like me, based on the way they speak to you, the way they look at you. So this is what I'm getting. You're receiving some kind of offer, whether this is, as I said, proposal to take things to the next level or just get things started. Someone has decided to take that risk. Okay, so we'll have a look at tarot. So let's see, Spirit, what is the message for Libra for the rest of the month of May in love? What is the situation in love for Libra for the rest of the month of May? So we've got King of Pentacles. So that makes me think it's someone stable, someone loyal, someone who's thinking long-term commitment. So that would go with the proposal, especially if this is someone maybe asking you to get married. Then we've got the Lovers, and then we've got the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man came kind of sideways. So I think it's someone who's just in that kind of who was contemplating, but now obviously they're deciding to take the step forward. Because Lovers is a card of choices, isn't it? So this was someone who potentially was thinking, we do have that connection. Am I ready to take things to that level? Again, whatever the level is, you would know your situation best. So it's definitely something that's like a major thing. So it could be your soulmate. It could just be really, really strong connection, a strong bond. So what is this person going to do, Spirit? So we've got 10 of Wands reversed. And we've got 10 of Swords reversed. So I feel like someone who was maybe not taking that step before, I'm getting this, especially if it's someone that you're not currently with. So this could be the situation of someone thinking about asking you out. If they haven't, showed their affection or the fact that they're interested before, or never taken any steps, towards starting this, it could be because this person had a lot of other things on their mind. They could have been under a lot of stress, just had dealings with, could be just a lot of work, something like that. But with the Ten of Swords, what I'm getting as well is this person might have been hurt in the past. So those tens together, it's something that they were dealing with before in terms of previous relationship, maybe that didn't go as they wanted. Somebody could have betrayed them. There was some kind of pain that went with the ending. But whatever this was, it has ended. But Ten of Swords in reverse is it signifies healing. So this person has gone through a lot of healing, and now they're just getting to the point where they're leaving the burden of the past, any baggage that they had before, any negativity that came with it. They're choosing to leave all this in the past. So now they're looking at things more optimistically. They're seeing that there is a possibility of something new, something that could be great, especially with that lover. So if it's a really strong connection that they're feeling towards you, now they're willing to take that risk, which is following in that past, whatever happened, they're looking towards the new, and they see you as someone who could make them happy and someone that they could experience something different to what happened in the past. So that's really great. So let's see, how do you feel about them, Libra? So we've got Temperance, we've got Two of Cups, and we've got the Empress. So I think there's a lot of kind of grounding, a lot of balance, that you feel you're very patient as well. And I think that, again, whatever the level that you are at with this person, you knew, I think, kind of instinctively that this was coming, and you were just very patient, letting them come towards you when they decide, once they're ready. So this is you patiently waiting to see what they're going to do, because you also feel that connection. You know that this is something that could really go the distance, because the Two of Cups is just a minor arcana of the Lovers, isn't it? So that makes you think soulmates, harmony, some kind of partnership, a union. And with the Empress, you are very nurturing, you're very caring. And I think that, especially if it is someone who's gone through some pain and not very, don't have very good past experiences when it comes to love, you see that, and you want to show them that love can be, love can make you feel good, love can be nice, and there is that compassion, the care, and you want to give that to them. So you do have a lot of feelings for them, and you see that this could grow with them, and this could really go somewhere. So this is really sweet. This actually makes me really happy for you, Libra. I think that for some people, we might even hear the wedding bells. So again, if this is someone that you are already in a partnership with, you do see them as someone that you could build a long-term stability, have a family, children. Again, with the Empress, that is a card of pregnancy as well. So if this is something that you would like, have children in the future, or you might already be pregnant, then this person wants to have all this with you, and it's mutual. So again, that's really beautiful. So that's what I have for your love reading. And let's have a look at your general messages. So let's see, what general messages do you have for Libra? Spirit, what general messages do you have for Libra? These cards are great. They're big and there's a lot of them. So they're a bit of a pain to shuffle, but we'll get through it. So Spirit, what general messages do you have for my Libras for the rest of the month of May? So let's see. So anything that we see here could either happen before the end of May or when we're coming in to the month of June, but the readings are timeless. So Whenever you come across that, just take the messages as they resonate for you. So we've got grapes. So that's harvest, something coming to fruition, some kind of abundance, fertility. So again, as I mentioned, if you're planning to have children or you would like to have children, what I'm getting is this is a good time to maybe start trying, or if you already are, you might get some good news very soon. If it's not to do with children or pregnancy, it's just saying that this is the period of time where you're going to be very abundant. Things are going to be going your way. You'll be very lucky. There's going to be a lot of fulfillment for you. But any kind of work or any kind of work that you've been putting into, whether this is your hobbies, your career, or any side hustles, anything like that, whatever you put the work into is going to come to fruition. It's gonna go really well for you. So that's a really lovely message. Again, if this is something that's in terms of financial situation, like at work or any side hustle, then this is gonna maybe start bringing either money or more money to you, or it's just a general kind of period of you having more than what you need. So you're not just going to be scraping by and surviving. You're going to have enough and more than enough. So you will be, financially free. You are going to be comfortable. So you might even start thinking about what you're going to do with the surplus that you have. In terms of finances, you might be thinking about investing, having some kind of way to grow your finances, or you might be sharing things. Again, if it's not money, you might just have a lot of, let's say, maybe you have some clothes that you don't need anymore and you could get rid of, and there might be someone that who could use it. If it comes to like old baby clothes, for example, your children have already grown out of it. Maybe you know someone who's about to have a baby and they could use this. So again, this is you kind of sharing the things that you have a surplus of because you have more than enough. The next card is book burning, which is kind of talking about, it has to do with like censorship. What I'm getting is there's something that is making you feel limited. Someone might be playing mind games, or you might be feeling like, things have not been going your way. So again, this is going to be the period where things are going to be improving for you. If you feel like something that you were waiting for maybe is getting cancelled, what I'm getting is that anything in the past that made you feel limited, like things weren't going the way you wanted to, as much as, you might have been putting a lot of work into things and it just wasn't bringing you the success that you wanted. And that might have made you feel kind of lost. It could have been a bit of a catch-22. It was you kind of maybe felt like there was no way out of things. With the grapes, with the abundance and things going your way, again, what I'm getting is that whatever area that made you feel kind of stuck, stagnant, or limited, whether it was you limiting yourself or you maybe might have felt like someone else is limiting you. If it's your parents, it could be your coworkers, your bosses, anything like that, your partner. There's going to be some kind of change. And what's going to be required from you is to go inward. So you need to contemplate. You need to think about what have you been doing that hasn't been working, and see how can I do things differently. So, for example, if it is a side hustle, anything like that you were trying to do, maybe things weren't really bringing the effect that you wanted. Look at things from a different angle. See what have I not tried yet, and maybe some things that you were avoiding doing before, you want to try because there might be something that you'll learn from that you might end up applying, and that's going to make that big change. So with that labyrinth, it could be something that was just being delayed as well, and now it's coming. Maybe it just wasn't coming when you wanted it to, but it's all about the divine timing. But now, especially slowly coming into the summer, where the sun is shining, everything's in bloom, birds are everywhere, bees and all these animals, flowers, everything is kind of opening up. It is the period of time where you get fruits, right? That after winter, they're all coming back to life and everything is kind of growing to that harvest, although harvest is more like an autumn, but it is that period where everything is coming to life. I mean, for people, after all these gloomy, dark days, especially here in the UK, where it rains most of the time, we love it when it's sunny. If it doesn't rain, that's a bonus. But yeah, so it makes a lot of difference because it changes your mood as well. So this is what I'm getting in terms. Yeah, so there might be like a spiritual moment that you're going through, but you will have some kind of enlightening, so to speak. You just take that time, reflect, and there will be something going your way soon. But let's have a look to see what does the tarot say. Spirit, what general messages do you have for my Libras for the rest of the month of May? Please, what messages do you have for my Libras for the rest of the month of May, please? Let's see. So we've got 8 of Cups reversed, and then we've got the Justice. We've got 5 of Wands and 2 of Swords reversed. So with the 6 of Cups in reverse on the bottom of the deck, what I'm getting is, again, there is something that you were kind of afraid to move on from. Now, if this is, something love related, it could be a situation that you have maybe emotionally checked out of, but you're still staying in a relationship. So this is telling me that if you do decide to leave, things will go your way, or if there's some kind of legal situation going on, it will go in your favor. You will end up coming to a compromise. There will be some kind of resolution, a peaceful resolution, especially after maybe you've been thinking about it for a long time. If there was any kind of dilemma about it, I'm getting that you will make that decision. There might be some kind of truth coming to light, some kind of lies they might be exposed, but you're going to have that clarity before the end, or by the end of this month, that you will come to a realization that will make you move forward. And you'll see that once you do take that step, the path will open up for you and things will go your way. Now, if this is not a relationship situation, again, this could be work related or anything else applied where it fits. There's something that you have been kind of thinking about, but maybe not wanting to leave that idea or the project. And again, you're getting some kind of truth about the situation. You're seeing things, and with if it's anything to do with a project, anything like that, what I'm getting is that you're gonna put your logic, your rational thinking above your emotion, put your ego aside, thinking, I know how things should be, because if it's not been working, maybe this is the time to make some kind of change. So whatever you do, again, this is gonna actually end up resolving whatever the issue that you were dealing with. So if you were having problem working something out, you will come to the solution. And again, it's going to come, you're going to have that clarity after you look at things from a slightly different point of view, put your emotion aside and look at things clearly. See if this is something that I could try. Yes, maybe I didn't feel like doing it. I didn't want to do it for whatever reason, but what if it works, right? So you might try that, and then, there will be some kind of change. So And again, with the Six of Cups in reverse, what I was going to say is it is something that you're leaving in the past. So whatever the past thinking was, you're going to leave that. You're no longer going to be scared of, what maybe didn't work in the past. You're going to focus to the future. Yeah, the focus will be on the future things. And because you want to move forward, you're going to be willing to try new things that you may have been avoiding in the past. So you're going to leave that, okay, whatever I have been doing up until now, if it's not been working, let's cut it off and let's try something new. And that's ultimately going to lead to that success for you. All right. So that's your general message. And now we're going to have a look at your career and finances. So let's get Kipper for that. So I had to get my deck. So let's see. What messages do you have for my Libras for the rest of the month of May in career and finances, Spirit? What messages do you have for my Libras for the rest of the month of May in career and finances? So we've got community, thoughts, and we've got great fortune. Let's see. Give us one more. And a wealthy man. Okay. So again, I like when all the messages kind of tie in together nicely. So what I'm getting is you might be maybe looking at the environment that you work in. It could be your coworkers. You might be getting some support from someone helping you to achieve success. Again, if this is some kind of work, whether this is you potentially thinking about a new position, applying for a new job, or working on something already, there is some kind of support that you're receiving where the mutual goal is to achieve success financially. So something that would help you get higher pay, or so it could be like a better job that pays more. Or again, if this is like a self-employment work, you could be working together. You could be partnering up with someone where things will ultimately end up bringing more money, but there will be success. And whether you're a man or a woman, it's going to make you a wealthy person. Okay. So there is a need to collaborate. So if you're employed, then it could just be more teamwork is needed to get where you need to be. If you're self-employed, as I said, you might be partnering up and creating like a company, or just receiving help or advice from someone who's already more established. It could be someone that has done the same thing that you have, so they might be giving you advice on how to achieve success. You could be taking courses, or maybe taking classes, something where you're learning more so that you can improve whatever it is that you're working on. So that's what I have for your career message. And last thing I'll do is I'm going to give you Spirit advice message. So Spirit, what messages do you have for my Libras for the rest of the month of May, please? What messages do you have for my Libras for the rest of the month of May, please? What messages do you have for my Libras for the rest of the month of May? So we've got practice acceptance, letting go, surrender, peace, and forgiveness. So, and then we've got release old patterns and beliefs. So again, this is just going very much with what I already said. Practice acceptance, so letting go, together with the old patterns and beliefs. You want to accept that if something hasn't been working or something has happened in the past, just take it as it is. You can't change the past. All you can do is learn from it, integrate those lessons that you've learned, and then move forward in a better way, wiser, because now you know better. Surrender yourself to the universe. So if there's something, an idea that you maybe have that you want to apply, but maybe there was a reason you didn't do it up until now, this is the time to do it, because it's gonna bring success. With the peace and forgiveness as well is, if there's something that has happened, something hasn't worked out for you, if it's like a love situation where someone might have hurt you, or maybe you just weren't getting what you wanted, surrender, make peace with yourself, with the situation. Don't hold on to things, because ultimately, what good is it going to do? You want to, again, take the lessons that you can, learn from it, and then leave it in the past where it belongs. Don't look back, look forward, look ahead of you. If there's any kind of forgiveness, you don't need to forgive a person. You don't need to tell them. What you want is really forgive themselves for your own peace. And most of the times, I feel like what you really need to do is forgive yourself for any mistakes that you have made, for any choices that you've made that you thought would be good for you and then it turned out they weren't. Most often than not, you need to have that forgiveness for yourself, because you're the person that you can be the hardest on, but you deserve that, because at the time, with what you knew, you've done the best. So forgive yourself, love yourself, and accept things as they are, as they happened, as they were, and as they are now, and move forward knowing that things will only be better because you have taken the lessons from it. Okay. And with the old patterns and beliefs, release, healing, growth, transformation. So again, anything that you've learned, what doesn't work for you anymore, just let it go. Okay. You're growing, you're changing, and the situations that you have gone through in the past happened for a reason. I always say that everything bad happens for a good reason, because there was something in it, a lesson that you needed to learn. So don't look at it as, oh, why is this happening to me? Why has this happened? Don't put yourself in that victim mode. It's not going to get you anywhere. What you want to do is look at things from a distance, from a different perspective. Look at it from the point of view of, what did this give me? What can I take away from this that I can now apply going forward? Okay. So this works both for your love life. This is both for work. Again, when I was talking about any kind of project, if something didn't work, some kind of old ways of doing things didn't work, don't be so rigid. Don't be so resistant to change, because sometimes the change ultimately makes things better and can make things a lot easier for you. Helped. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your month. We'll have a look soon as to what the month of June will bring. But until then, I hope that you have a lovely day. And please like, share, and subscribe. And feel free to comment. I would love to hear how these messages resonate for you. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.